Today we're going to be taking this old chunk of steel and forging it into a nice spearhead. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to test the carbon and see how strong we can get this piece. So we're going to throw it on the 2x72 and do a little spark check. We're looking for sparking occurring on this piece, and there is a little bit when we're grinding into it, but there's not a ton. There's a lot of just plain sparks that don't burst at the end, indicating that's more lower carbon steel. So it's probably not going to get as hard as we want it to. Then we're going to tap on this piece and get off all the scales so when we heat it up in the forge, it doesn't burn us. The first thing we're going to do is take this piece and forge out this curve, and we're going to make that our socket part of our spear. Now we're going to cross peen it and forge out that material for our socket. Then we're going to start forging in the profile. Now that we got this piece partially forged out, we're going to take it to the grinder and kind of grind off the edges because they're starting to crack a little bit. But first, let's talk about the channel. I was looking at my channel analytics and I noticed that over 96% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel. So I would greatly appreciate if you guys gave me a subscribe. Leave some comments below too on what kind of videos you'd like to see. I'm always open for ideas. Now we're going to start trimming up those corners and do a little profile grinding, get all those cracks out. I think the cracking occurs in this old steel. It's just been in the ground for so long, and I don't think the refining process was as good as it is nowadays. But I got the majority of the cracks out. So now we're going to take it over to the forge, and we're going to forge out our socket more. We're going to cross peen it and then hammer it. Now we're going to do some more profile grinding. We're going to grind in these divots or these transition points from our socket to our blade. Then we're going to grind the surface of our blade to get all those pits and some of that scale off. We want our finished piece to be nice and clean. And as you can see, some of those pits are really deep. Now we're going to do some more forging and get ready to make that socket. Our next step in the process is taking that flat piece that's going to be our shaft and forging it round into the shaft. Now I'm a little bit nervous about this because I think I have enough material. After doing all the math, the size of the shaft should be about 0.82 of an inch, which is rather small because grabbing shovel head is about 1.5 inches, 1.25 inches. So this might be a little small, but we're going to forge out and see what it looks like. Man, that crap is nasty. This is my first time ever forging a socket, so I'm not sure what to expect. I tried first using the horn of the anvil, the larger part, to make the round start, but I wasn't having much luck, so I'm just going to use the corner of the anvil and then tap on its edges and make that round circular shape. I'm then going to use this old spike and just tap down gently on the spear to make that nice round shape inside the socket. So here it is out of the forge. I think it's looking not too bad. We're going to do a little bit more profile grinding, and then we're going to finish up forging out that socket. We're also going to continue to grind on the surface of that blade and get out the rest of those deep pits that were in there. And the most aggressive way to grind is using one of the wheels, especially this bottom wheel. You can really move some material off. Now we're going to do that final work on the socket. We're going to put a little bit of a taper on it for when we put in our handle. Then we're going to put in the quench and see how hard we can get it. And out of the quench, the HRC is sitting only at about 50, which was disappointing, but it was to be expected with the carbon level. This will definitely be more of a display piece than something you could use. Now we're going to grind in the bevels. We're going to give it that nice diamond shaped pattern. We're starting off with the 60 grit belt, and then we'll use a 220 grit belt. Now for our handle, we're going to make it about 4 feet long, and we're going to use this 2x4. I'm going to make a very straight mark with this file that I have, and then we'll whack it off and start the process of handle making. After we cut it at the 4 foot mark, I ripped it down lengthwise, and then we're going to make it round using the 2x72. Now we're going to do a little bit of hand sanding. We're going to start at 120 grit and go up to 320 grit. And then we're going to apply some of this dark wood stain to it. Give it that nice dark color. Now we're going to hand sand our blade.
We're gonna start using the 120 grit as well and go up to 320. This thing is looking awesome. I really love it. So here it is, all cleaned up and finished. I used some of my wax thread for leather work. I wrapped it around the transition point between the blade and the socket, and I really like how that looks. There is a little bit of pitting still left on this piece along the cutting edge. I didn't end up sharpening this because it's going to be more of a display piece, but that's okay. For something that old and that corroded, I think it turned out really nice. If anyone is interested in this piece, I'll leave a link below to my eBay or Etsy where you can make the purchase. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you all have a great one.